Courage does not mean that we are not afraid. Courage can be a time when we are afraid, extremely afraid, scared to the extreme, but still dare to face it and act right in spite of everything. Coraline is a unique animated film from Leica Studio, adapted from the novel of the same name by Neil Gaiman. Coraline was first released to audiences in 2009. The first stop-motion film to be released in 3D, Coraline is loved by fans for its deep, meaningful messages under the guise of a horror element. Coraline is not only a children's animation, but also a work leading the revolution, blowing a cold wind that is full of breakthroughs and new for horror cartoons. Right from the opening, introducing the film crew, Leica has integrated a short segment full of metaphors. The film opens with an old baby girl doll being brought into the surgery room. Here, a peculiar metal hand disassembles each part of the doll one by one. From clothes, hair, buttons, plus highs. After only the body of the fabric is left, a refresh process is started again. The metal hand creates a new doll with every step as meticulous as when it came out. And the audience will quickly notice that the new doll has the same shape as the little girl Coraline, the main character of the film. The doll created in this introduction is the gift Coraline received at the beginning of the film. It has the pattern of stitched fabric and the characteristic button eyes of the characters living beyond the mysterious door, which is also the most important point of the whole movie. Detail of the mysterious mechanical hand recycling the metaphorical doll about the process of creating soul slaves that Coraline encountered later. This is also the key to explaining the existence of the other family and the daisy-eyed characters on the other side of the world. Coraline, as the main character of the film, is quite active, cheerful, independent, and has a strong personality. One day, Coraline and her parents moved from Michigan to a dormitory called Pink Palace in Oregon. There, she meets the eccentric neighbors around, a mentally unstable old Russian man living in the attic who always mistakenly calls the girl Caroline by name. He also raises a bunch of rats with the desire to train them to create into a rat circus. She had no friends. The closest people to Coraline at that time were her father and mother, but they were always busy with work and abandoned her. It's been a long time since she even remembered having a proper family meal. That makes Coraline very sad, lonely, and always complaining about her life. From the very beginning, the emotion that Coraline conveyed to the audience was loneliness. Coraline is a girl with an unusual appearance, quirky personality but strong and somewhat insolent. Coraline is often alone, lost in her own thoughts and detached from reality. She feels like she doesn't belong in this world and is always dreaming about things that are far away. Perhaps running away from boring reality is the reason why Coraline's unexpected adventure begins. Then, by chance, she found a strange key, leading to open a small door hidden in the apartment. Curious, she entered that door and entered another world, a world that mirrored her reality, but where everything was so perfect. That place still has the Pink Palace collective area, but it is not shabby, old, but very poetic and spacious. There are still neighbors there, but they are not eccentric, but on the contrary, very lovely and endearing. That place still has a father and mother, but they are so different. They love and pamper Coraline but never show indifference or irritation to her. A world so perfect, a world that Coraline always dreamed of. Coraline immersed herself in that illusory world without knowing she was falling into a terrible trap. Like most of Neil Gaiman's stories, the main character flees the real world to find another place, a place where he can fulfill the longing hopes in his heart, only to find unreal happiness, which always comes with heavy costs to pay. Coraline does not deviate from that familiar formula. The other parents wanted her to stay as their baby girl. They want to change her and keep her with them forever, but she has to trade it with her eyes. Family affection is one of the core elements of Coraline cartoons. Coraline's parents were built as people with a slightly bland personality, only focusing on work and forgetting the feelings of their teenage daughter. It was the indifference of her parents that made Coraline more bored with real life and more engaged in the seductive virtual world. The film Coraline serves as a warning that it is the indifference of parents to their children's emotions, which are making them inhibited, vulnerable and prone to fall into the dangerous temptations of life. Parents may not be perfect, but they always love us in the perfect way. Parents need to listen to their children's thoughts, pay more attention to their children, and at the same time, children must also know how to love and sympathize with their parents. Family love is incredibly powerful. That is what awakened Coraline from the fantasies of the tempting virtual world, the source of motivation for her to fight the evil witch and return to the peaceful life at the beginning. It can be said that Coraline by director Henry Selick is like the key that brings us to the multifaceted world in his brain, along with true lessons about family affection. The beauty of Coraline lies in its weirdness, its uniqueness. The movie is a thrilling adventure, but it's not like any other adventure. It's not as colorful as a fairy tale like Alice in Wonderland, it's not dreamy, fanciful, and romantic like The Trip by Edward Bloom in Big Fish. It's dark, scary, full of ghosts, deceits, fakes, and temptations. When I watched the movie, I thought, if only this movie had a brighter visual part, it would be much more attractive because many Halloween movies are also very bright, but when the movie ended, I realized that this could also be the movie's intention. The color is transformed according to the film circuit and the character's emotions. At the beginning of the film, the world is dark, Coraline is also gloomy and more interested in herself, the other world is full of new colors. At the end of the film, the other world disappears, the real world is brighter, Coraline realizes her mistake, and knows how to care more about people and integrate into her new place. Sometimes things are not so beautiful on the outside, but inside there is a beauty that makes viewers feel. It's different from things that look flashy on the outside but are full of dangers on the inside. The main plot is a contemporary ghost story. Coraline carries a human message about love. The characters in the story are mostly lacking in love, such as Mrs. Spink, Mrs. Forcible, Mr. Bobo, Coraline, Coraline's parents, and even the witch. The witch, because of the lack of love in the literal sense of the word, likes to play the game of happy family, likes to steal people's hearts and souls. Does she love Coraline? Surely yes. But she loved her the way a miser loves money, a dragon loves his treasure. In the other mother's button eyes, Coraline knew she was nothing more than a possession. That selfish way of love makes the witch forever lack love. After a strange journey beyond the door, Coraline learns to appreciate life. She understands that when she opens her heart to genuinely care and love people, she will reciprocate in the same way. That's when her mother gently wakes her up in the morning. The little girl hugs her mother so tightly that her arms hurt. She hugs her tightly too. That's right, this is her real mother, wonderful mother, its rage, its anger. Coraline's family is still filled with true and unconditional love. Her parents still love her very much and she loves her parents just as much. But the busy work to try to have a better life for their children has made parents gradually forget to express their love to their children. That love is not shown in general, making the child sometimes lost. The love message of Coraline reminds viewers to pay more attention to children's psychology and express more love so that they can feel it. Love, simply expressed in the sincerest way. Coraline animation makes us ponder silently, whether we are too dreamy, too delusional about something far away that we forget the true values of the current world. We are easily blurred, attracted by flashy, shiny things, but forget that everything has two sides. Everything is not what it seems, and maybe the flashy things we indulge in are no different from Coraline's seductive fantasy world? After all, there is nothing wrong with dreaming, even knowing that dreaming of better things is a precious thing, but we should not escape from reality because of that. Let's build dreams right in the real world and turn reality into what we have always wanted. The virtual world in the cartoon Coraline is also a sophisticated metaphor for the dangerous temptations of life. To be able to win and conquer them, we need to have extraordinary courage and bravery. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is not running away. Courage is actually when people are scared to death, even run away from that fear, but in the end, people still dare to return. Courage is also appreciating the present, cherishing each joy and sorrow that one has, daring to face every everyday thing in life. Having run away, been afraid, but with courage Coraline has proven a truth: appreciate what you have. Be like Coraline, have the courage to overcome all temptations to find the true values of life and yourself. Coraline is a movie that is quite suitable if you want to watch it with your family. The graphics may not be as good as Disney's, but stop motion is really an art of patience. The film is both horror and sensational, with human meaning, and many hidden details very meticulously, so don't hesitate to try opening the movie, check it out and experience it. Thank you for watching today's video. If you find this video good, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support ASK KPOP Entertainment to make more interesting videos. Have a nice day, see you in the next video.